Hey guys, Neely here. I'm coming in for a recipe video today. I'm going to be making rice and beans and ground beef. Should probably think of a catchier name for it, but that's just what we call it in our family. We have this meal oftentimes about once a week, and I always make a big batch, and there's always leftovers. The kids love it. It's just a really yummy and easy recipe, and it's also very cheap, very budget friendly. The first thing I'm doing here is browning 2 pounds of ground beef in about 2 teaspoons of avocado oil, and I'm just gonna cook it until it's no longer pink, cooked all the way through. Now that the beef is cooked, I'm gonna go ahead and add my spices. I'm going to do chili powder, about 2 tablespoons, and I'm giving you these measurements, but I will taste at the end and adjust and add more if I need to. So of course, feel free to do the same. I'm going to do a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of black pepper, and a tablespoon of salt. I forgot to mention that if you have a fattier ground beef and you have a lot of fat puddled in the bottom, you probably want to drain some of that. Some fat is okay, you just don't want a huge puddle. I'm using 15% ground beef, so I didn't have very much fat at all left, so I'm not going to drain it. I just turned my heat down to medium, and I'm going to just go ahead and pour in some water, because once I add the rice, it will absorb a lot of liquid, and I don't want the pot to get too dry and to scorch on the bottom. So I'm adding probably half a cup-ish of liquid. You can use water or you can use broth. Either works just fine. Now I'm going to add my rice. This is about 8 cups of cooked rice, which is about 3 cups of dry, and I cooked my rice and my beans this morning in my Instant Pot, of course, actually in my 2 Instant Pots. I had them both going at the same time, which was very exciting. Now I'm going to add my beans. These are just black beans, and they are plain. I didn't add any seasonings to them as I was cooking them. I'm doing 4 cups, which is about equivalent to 2 small cans of canned beans or 1 large can of beans. And you can use black beans or pinto beans or really any beans that you like. And if you use canned beans, I would recommend draining them. And now I'm just gonna mix this all up. And if you're gonna serve it right away, you can just heat it until it's hot. Since the rice and the beans are already cooked, you don't have to worry about those cooking any longer. Everything at this point is pretty much done. So you can see it is a very, very easy recipe. Very simple, especially if you have the beans and the rice already cooked. Oftentimes, if I have leftover rice or leftover beans, I'll just make a big batch of this with the leftovers, and that's all there is to it. It really is a very filling and delicious and super cheap recipe that is definitely a staple in our house, and it is very customizable. You can add diced tomatoes. Oftentimes if I have some pico de gallo or salsa that needs to be used up quickly, I'll just throw that in and cook it in as well. You can add canned green chilies if you happen to have those on hand. You can add a can of corn kernels, frozen or canned work fine. And then the kids like to eat this with some corn chips. I also use it as a burrito filling. It's great with a dollop of sour cream, some pico de gallo on top, some guacamole or sliced avocado. It's really customizable, and it just makes a great base for a meal. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.